Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Stat Check episode 163. This is Grotmas featuring Sam Pope. You can see him right there. He's here. He's as much less disappointing than Grotmas, I promise. So thank you, Sam, for being with us. We have a decent amount to talk about this week, which is to say we have absolutely nothing to talk about this week, and we're just here to vibe because we're in the lull period where very little's happening, and we have a data slate sometime in the next month, we hope. So we are basically in that pending state of like, God, I hope Eldar and Victrix and Advent get nerfed soon. So let's talk about Sam and Warhammer and the way we think about things, and we can, have a chat. So I hope everybody's enjoying it. I hope everybody's looking forward to this week. I've got Anthony and Sam with me this week. I'm Ennis. This is Stat Check, episode 163. It is the 2nd of December. Anthony, let's start us off. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I ran a RTT on the weekend, which I thought was only going to be like 16 people. And then I looked at signups the night before, and it was 34. And I was like, oh, cool, nice. So I went and I ran that. The powerful Jack Murphy won it with Spectacle of Spite. As it turns out, people get really enthusiastic about your RTTs if you up the ticket price a little bit and then include lunch. That made people real excited. Not having to go find food, just, walk in when the lunch break happens after game one. All the food is just a barbecue layout. Very happy. So that was dope. That was pretty much it. Had a long break, had Thanksgiving, spent a bunch of time with Anna, which was really awesome. It snowed today. That was sweet. Big fan of that. Love when it snows. It's the best season. And I don't think anything else happened between those 2 points besides me getting sick for a little bit.
Fair enough. I mean, getting sick for a little bit seems to be a winter tradition, right?
Yay.
So, this was about the same time 2 years ago as when you got really sick at Worlds, right? So.
Oh my god. No, that was I had
unrelated, I realize.
Yeah.
Just this time of year, right? Your body's just like sympathetic to it.
Were you one of the ones who got extremely sick after Pyra? That was funny.
I got turbo sick after Pyra. I had to move like the following Friday when we flew back the Monday. And if it wasn't for the absolute like swarm of the local homies that came to help, I would have been fucked. We would not have been able to move. Like I literally spent most of it just laying on the ground being like, it was bad. It was real bad. Flu B fucked my shit up sideways. It was real bad.
That was a delightful tournament because I was like a little newbie and I was like, I had a great time. How's everyone doing? And everyone's like, I hate my life. I want to die. I'm throwing up. But I'm invincible to that, so I was fine personally.
Hell yeah.
Skill issue.
Well, and as some people might have noticed, we are joined by someone who is not usually here. He does look like the Pokemon devolution of Nathan a little bit. I'm not going to lie. But
Nathan minus 10 years of hardship.
Exactly. This is Sam Pope. Sam Pope is a wonderful human being. Anthony, why don't you tell us a bit about Sam? Because you know him a little better than I do.
Sam's really good at Warhammer most of the time. Every once in a while he throws just like the rest of us, or he convinces you to take Vanguard nids, and then the whole meta's bad for it. But aside from that, those exact instances, he's great.
I don't know what he's talking about.
He's a returning starter for Team USA. He is foolish enough to sign up to do it again, so he'll have a second shot at starting again this year. He is world renowned for his Tyranids gameplay at this point, and a smaller Austrian village level of renown for playing GSC. So, and perhaps one small RTT in Boston somewhere at one point. And that's Sam Pope. Sam, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. I think Anthony was really mean to me in the intro. He said that I throw sometimes, and I would like to say that I throw most of the time at any given point. But in general, I like playing Warhammer. So that's probably new for y'all on this.
No one on the show likes Warhammer at all. No, It's very true.
Change of pace then. I have been thinking about Warhammer in more detailed ways. I've gotten really into the data of Warhammer and what it looks like specifically in the teams format to do like pairings and stuff, and how it looks to use data in a really like a data first pairing method in an organization like Team USA, more so than a team that you take to any given tournament. You get the opportunity to have a lot of data leading up to an event, so knowing how to use it, it's really interesting. I like defining stuff, putting stuff into boxes that then I prove wrong later. All that's good fun. and I don't know how else to describe my Warhammer style, but that's, I don't want to play GSC again. That's all.
Anything but the neophytes, dude. Not the neophyte jail.
I can't do war gear, man. Anytime my units have like, oh, this model does this important thing, but this one's over here, and I have to like pay attention to that, it's over. It's too much.
Sam can handle exactly 2 strangle webs.
Yeah, and even then, it's like, all right, time to shoot my termagants. Where are my strangle webs? All right, have them in the back. I misplaced them. All right, I'll just shoot this.
Whoops.
Whatever. It's fine. They're termagants.
Yeah. It's good of you to keep the Weber spirit alive, though. The unit that does exactly 1 mortal wound, no matter how many shots you roll.
Yeah, well, maybe your Webers are different than mine. See, Webers very different. 12-inch range, strangle webs, and presumably Webers do 1 mortal every time they shoot. Strangle webs, 18-inch range, and do 0 mortals 75% of the time, and then 5 mortals 25% of the time. And
got it.
That's
right, okay.
That's the delight. I like it's worth it just for the 25% where my opponent has its like dreadnought in the middle, and I'm like 9 mortal wounds, and now my termagant spine fist plink off the last. Ha ha!
Got him.
They don't like that very much
So
because they're poor
Sam,
sports. All of them.
I would say, Sam is known as being one of the other psychopaths out there, along with players like myself, Eric Latherus, Floof, and Wesley and Hines, that are willing to play hordes. It's a really, really small community of us that are just sick in the head.
Oh, and half of Team France.
Yeah, and all of France, frankly, is just that person.
Well, that's
really,
why
we're all
them
just
there.
aspiring to be French, I think,
Right.
is what we're getting from this.
It's a group of sick in the head people, and we sent them all to one place.
Yeah.
And we called that Australia, and then we did it again with Warhammer for France. So that's where I know Sam from. Is from Sam. Like I first heard of Sam when he played Unending Swarm to an LVO top 4, top 8, something in that range.
Yeah, I think I got 3rd on that one.
An LVO top 4 with Unending Swarm in a metagame where, man, was it crazy to see someone playing that. And then ever since, he's just been on the radar, poking up every now and then to play some absolutely god-awful looking Tyrannid thing at a tournament and do better than he has any right to. So I got to say, anyone who's still willing to play Tyrannids in this day and age deserves absolute commendation because, man, do I hate that army.
You're all the same. Everyone that plays Tyranids is the same. Everyone's like, oh, I'm so weak. And then you play them and suddenly you have like 15 on primary at the end of the game and they have 50 and you're like, what happened? You get fucking Palpatine memed by them.
But if we keep complaining about it, they'll keep getting buffed. And that's what me and Leonard have been going for about a year now. So
and y'all have been terrible at it.
I know.
You need to complain way more.
It's a little bit, Sam. You keep playing them.
Anthony, you exaggerate because what you said is that you're like, oh, you have 15 primary and they have 50. What really happens is you go, oh, you're so good, and then you win by 5 points, no matter what meta, no matter what anything. You're like,
that's fair.
Wow, that was a close draw. That was a pretty good army you played, and you're like, I lost though. It's a lose. It's not good because I can't do the things that make the game function. So sometimes I don't go second, and you go second. And then you score all the points at the end.
And Extra Creeps have been firing the same gun with 1 less strength or 1 strength for the whole edition, and it's been just okay most of the time.
It is mean, and it's funny because as I've started to like really try to conceptualize some of my theories about 40k into boxes, so I can be like, and here is like the armies that do this, and here's the armies that do this, and here's how all the armies are good at the game, and this is how you define what's good. Tyranids always sneak around the edge as like, I don't have those things because I have the wild card of OC, and like no other armies in the game have OC in the way that Tyranids do, and so they get to like wild card their way into like kind of being able to be played, even though they're not good at most things.
They're not good at the war part of Warhammer. They're very good at the ground circle management.
Yeah.
Is it any surprise that Tyler loves them?
No, that makes sense.
That makes sense, but he should learn how to kill stuff too, because killing stuff is fun if you do it. And when you do it with Tyranids, it always feels like a joke to your opponent because they're like, "What? Like, huh? That doesn't seem right." And you're like, "Yeah, I just did that. I just put my whole army into
1 Redemptor, and
I got it barely."
We got him with the desperate escape test in your turn, but we got him.
That's left it at a wound, and You know, by golly, that's all we needed.
The power of 5 overlapping debuffs. Let's go. Try to keep
Everyone else
something
has an
alive with the
army
power
rule.
of winged hive tyrants.
Yeah, I have to spend 400 points to get an army rule, but I will. I
And
will
it'll be
spend.
sick.
And that's why I like Vanguard Nids so much, because with Vanguard Nids, my army rule feels like an army rule. And then I try and say that it's good, and I never lose a game, and then I get told that I shouldn't take it anymore.
That's usually true, yeah.
Anthony hates whimsy.
This
is straight from the horse's mouth. Anthony hates whimsy.
That's
WTC is notably a whimsy-free environment. It is true.
Yeah.
So, Sam, you've had a pretty good year, I would say. You've obviously finished very well at the WTC. You finished very well at Worlds. You're doing very different armies. So, how would you describe the way you think about Warhammer? Because that's really why we have you here today. You did a video, and people liked it. Especially Pumbaa liked it. And when Pumbaa likes something, we pay attention. Now,
Pumbaa doesn't like almost
Pumbaa doesn't
anything.
like shit. Pumbaa fucking hates everything.
Yeah.
And then for him to like something that's Warhammer related,
Crazy.
on top of that,
Yeah.
like the last thing Pumbaa liked, he married, right?
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say, insofar as I'm aware, Pumbaa likes his fiance and cigarettes, and that's about it.
Wow, that's high praise. What started my thought, which was like 3 weeks ago, where I was like, maybe I'll do a YouTube video, and then I just like didn't do it for a little bit. Was that
I'm
people?
with you, yep.
Yeah, people were like, Sam, like, teach me Swarm. Any tips for Swarm? And I was like, see, the problem is to teach Swarm, I have to teach you like how I think about the game at large. It's hard for me to teach the concept of how I play Swarm before I teach just like how I understand Warhammer. So whatever, man. Yeah, no, I'm not going to teach you. But first, maybe in a while. First, I'm just going to get these videos down on paper that can like actually help me try and get like, this is what I think. This is actually what I think for real. And then if you learn these concepts, then I can teach maybe stuff later. And I'm like at the starting line for the concept teaching. The first one that I hit in my video was I tried to define the 3 like pillars of competitive play is what I called it. And I tried to define every strong rule in the game into 3 categories. And I would say I got pretty close. The 3 categories that I hit were deliverability, durability, and damage, which is easy to say. And then when you start to like break down like how they interact with each other, it's harder to define. I spent a long time talking with a few different people trying to define those 3 terms. And once you do, it starts to help you identify like what's wrong with my faction, what's the strength in this specific list, what's the strength in that list, where are they better, where am I better, and it helps you approach each game with a little bit more straightforward of a game plan, while still being, generally able to pivot as you go. So if you were, I guess, as a first try, Ennis, if you were to define any of those 3 terms, how would you try to do it? I want to see you give it a go.
Damage for me is how well does this unit meaningfully impact the game, whether it's in the case of doing damage to my opponent or doing damage to their score would be the kind of way I would think about that, right? How do I restrict my opponent's resources in a way with this unit? Durability would be how many times can I expect to use it, whether that's through a damage mechanic or through a going back into reserve mechanic or a fire and fade or any mechanic that I can say, can I use this multiple times? Is it valuable to use multiple times? Is it expensive but repeatable? Is it single use but very efficient on the one shot, etc., etc.? And then the third part of that would be deliverability, which is how easily can I do it, right? Whether that's through a deep strike mechanic, being fast on the board, being able to teleport, right? Anything that's like allows you to like meaningfully action with the thing and have it do its job more easily. And you can be good at one of those things, be excessively good at one of those things. A unit that fire and fades 5 times but doesn't do a ton of damage might not be super interesting. That's why no one plays eliminators versus fire dragons, which are incredible because they hit multiple of those metrics at a level that you want, despite being very expensive.
Yeah, I think that's you hit on a lot of things that I ended up on as well, and a few that I didn't. The durability, I think we're bang on exactly the same definition, which is using your resources multiple times. That using a resource can be activating with it to do damage, but it can also be baiting engagement. So even if you push out a unit first and it doesn't get to shoot, but your opponent engages into it and then you live and then you activate with it or whatever, that is getting value out of it twice, because then they have to send something else out, presumably. So like that is 100% durability. I think efficiency as a whole, I would say, I put in my video as, or my like definitions of it as, efficiency is applicable to all three of these. You mentioned it for durability specifically, but I think like you have all of these rules are intrinsically tied to their points. You can't say, you know, wow, this unit's so deliverable, they're so good at delivery. if I'm paying 350 points for warp spiders, it's not really a deliverable unit.
Yeah,
like you're not,
every plane in the game is very deliverable the first time.
Right.
Unfortunately, the damage output rate, the damage ratio is not great, and neither is the durability. So
I would not say that a plane is remarkably deliverable until it's combined with something that makes that relevant, I guess. Like for 200 points or whatever you're paying for planes these days, it's just not, it's hard to separate from points. With deliverability, I define it as the amount of board that you can threaten just in general. A unit can threaten from any given spot. Originally I defined it as when I was first trying to nail it down, was deliverability as threat from a safe staging position, because I feel like that's a really important part of deliverability is, you know, if I can deliver a unit to you, but I get shot while doing it, then am I really delivering it? But generally just thinking of it as like, how far can I threaten? If you can threaten farther, then by definition, you're generally going to be in have safer staging positions. So I think it kind of takes care of itself. The other thing that I kind of came to was, all right, on the back end of the game, when you have a few resources left, you and your opponent are each trying to figure out how to get the points. Even if you are not in a safe staging position and you get hit, now you get to go. Being able to threaten a large portion of the map from that position is still incredibly relevant. So this is specifically, there's different types of deliverability in that way. Long range is a type, but so is just like a high movement score, and some are better than others. I think the best in the game is a high movement characteristic, because then you get to go places and do the secondaries and show up in a lot of different places and like actually threaten the board in a meaningful way that like a deep striking unit outside of 9 can't, because your opponent can play around it a lot easier. A unit with fly and a high move characteristic is,
that's the best.
Can't stop that.
Dream.
that just goes where it wants. And that's why warp spiders are dumb and shouldn't exist.
I love you, Storm Raven. Continue.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's another one.
It's like, identify these units, GW. Think about it. Think. Damage you defined as like a unit that can do stuff. I don't, that one lost me a little bit. The way that I define it is consistency and removal. I think that consistency as a whole applies in two different aspects, where I think that it's how often do you like kill the thing that you're meant to kill, and how many different profiles can you kill with that, right? Fire dragons are a really good damage piece because they are incredibly efficient into anything like vehicle. They are also pretty dang consistent at killing infantry as well. And the only thing that they kind of don't kill is like big swarms of guys. And it's like, all right, sure, I guess.
Yeah,
those warp spiders seem pretty good at that, though.
Yeah, well, you know. Look, are you saying Eldar Servitude? Because I mean, I might.
Yes, I think I said that earlier in the show already, Sam. You're not baiting me on that one. I already said that.
I think I might be on board with this Eldar is overtuned belief. I think that's that.
Yeah. When Eldar is the most durable army in the game, which is what it feels like when you play against Eldar, it's like, this is wrong. This isn't right.
I mean, that's the whole thing with Eldar, right? And that's why I think, like, when I watched your video, when I was watching it the first time, I laughed really hard when you were, like, describing durability in that way. And I'm like, yeah, that's real. But boy, there's going to be a lot of angry knife ears in the comments. just being like, we're not durable at all. I get to use my unit 5 times because I'm so smart. What do you mean?
Also,
No.
it requires massive overinvestment to kill because it's 5 guys with a 5 invulnerable save. And if you want to reliably kill that, it takes more investment than you're willing to put into a 100-point unit of assholes that already did their job.
I think that like this concept is really easy. Not easy, but it's we understand it intrinsically because of how ingrained we are into the game. And I think that a lot of people don't quite realize those metrics of strength. And so putting a definition to them and allowing people to interact with those, I think would improve not only like an individual players, but if we understood it as a community, like these 3 terms and how each list unit, like this strength applies to every rule in the game of units, data sheet, or units, detachments, army rules, lists, like whole faction. Like there is
when you're picking detachments, are you picking a detachment to double down on the aspects you're good at or to shore up weaknesses? And that will inform the way you build your list and what units you want to bring and everything that kind of goes along with that, right?
Yeah, and I would say one of the points I tried to make is that by and large, your goal should be to shore up weaknesses. The strongest lists every single time have all 3. It is very rare that a list shows up that's like, yep, can't do that one at all. Or like, I just am so freaking good at durability that I'm like winning. It's just not any list.
And usually when it is a thing, it's because it's a problematic army, right?
Yes.
Like that's the other side of things, right? When we have an army that is so good at one of these aspects that it doesn't need to be good at the other ones, it almost like gets them by proxy because it's just like it's so good at the thing that it just, the good example being like Imperial Knights in the before times where they were just so much on the board that they had infinite durability anyway, and the fact their damage was a little inconsistent and not that great didn't matter because they just got to be durable at you so much that they won the game anyway, right?
Well,
and that's why you always get nerfed.
Yeah, that was really bad, but it was also combined with like Imperial Knights, I would say, were not like they had damage with those big guys that like a knight's activation of the army, you would feel it in your gut. It would not feel good.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And their deliverability with towering is gross. Like, it is ridiculous what they can do and see and how they like skip over certain parts of the game. So like they do and did have all 3. And sure, that one was ridiculously overtuned, but like I'm hard pressed to think of very many things that like legitimately do not have been good in the 40k meta scene in recent times that have been recognized as such at a like meta level that had like a significant weakness in one of those areas.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's not usually a thing.
Yeah, I try with Invasion Fleet Swarm. I would say that I get the closest I can with that list that you can, and it's because it's something I'll probably go into in a later video on my channel, but the idea of OC as the one thing that sneaks out of my ability to define, like it's maybe there's another way of describing it, but I think,
honestly,
it's just
you could
OC.
include it in the damage definition in the sense that it's affecting your opponent. It's consistency in removing your opponent's resources in their ability to score victory points, right? You are able to use OC to ensure that your opponent is unable to interact with you and you are able to interact with them, and that the consistency in doing that, you are removing a resource from your opponent. Ultimately, the goal of a game of 40k is to convert your resources into other ones at a rate that eventually results in you scoring more points than your opponent. You are turning units into killing things, into them not being able to score points from secondaries and primary. Tyranids are just skipping the killing things part and just going straight to they don't score primary, right? Like you're still damaging their ability to win the game, right? That's kind of how I think about it, where it's not necessarily about it's limiting their resources in a different way, but it's still removing resources from your opponent.
Yeah, I think that you're correct. I'm not sure. The problem is it doesn't remove resources from your opponent. It removes points from your opponent. And you're correct that like if you expanded that definition of like a unit that can consistently limit your opponent's ability to score points, the problem is that like a unit with high durability and a unit with high deliverability also limits your opponent's ability to score points in certain ways, and so it becomes hard to keep the waters from
and I think that's
muddying.
totally fair, right?
But
we use very different, like in our way of thinking about this, we have different frameworks, right? So my framework are like not as defined as yours is at this point, but the way I think about it tends to incorporate those two things together, because I think of 40k a lot about is how do I convert board positioning into command points, and command points into victory points into dead units, right? Like all of those things are like interchangeable resources back and forth that I'm trying to think, how do I maximize one while still maintaining flexibility to turn them into victory points at the end of the game, either for me or for my opponent. That's more how I think about it, which is a slightly different and very different take to what you're kind of going for here with the 3Ds, right? So I think it's interesting that there's lots of ways you can think about 40K. It's a game with infinite depth, right? But obviously this one is super cool. It's got a really catchy name, and there's a great video that you can click down there. You should go and listen, and you should say nice things about Sam, so that his what was it your tagline said? Can someone be too small for their britches? Yeah, you should make Sam feel loved and respected, because otherwise he'll continue to
shrink, and we can't have that.
We can't have that. Sam must grow. We must have more Sam. Yeah. So
not too much though. He already rips on me for being short enough.
But you are just so small.
I know.
I try to limit it, so it's tough that it's coming across as.
I know.
I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, man, I'm being so respectful about Anthony's height right now, and apparently I'm just like, and you're short, Yeah, go ahead.
I would say it's just when I get too mouthy. Everyone's got a short joke in the holster,
It keeps. Yeah, that's fair. Otherwise,
if I could reach my toes, I'd be able to grab it out of your holster as well.
That's right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that mindset of defining the game helps define problems, and it also helps the rules team, should they care to pay attention to this. Hopefully someday it can help them notice, like, hey, you can give an army that is like struggling in a specific area, like a tool in that area. Should you give it 3 really strong tools in all areas? Probably not. So if an army already has 2 strong tools and a medium tool, that's good. Don't give them a strong one of these. And pay attention when you're making your new detachments. They don't need this one. That will make them too strong.
Like, armies should have different competitive advantages and should approach the game in different ways. And not every army should have the same power budgets and things like that, right? Like an advance and charge stratagem in one army could be insane while being completely just expected value in a different one, right? And it's very much like the ways that you can pull those levers that you're like, hey, we need to give this army a durability mechanic, right? They're not good enough at that, and that's what's losing them games. It doesn't just have to be, let's just make them have a 5-up feel no pain, right? Like, you can do it in different ways. You can introduce a fire and fade mechanic to an army that's a little fragile but needs a way to like non-engage, or buff a unit that's a little weaker that has that. Or you can give them a mechanic that, like 18-inch loan up, that stops them from having to engage on the same terms without just being like, and now they're a damage sink. Congratulations. Right?
Yeah, I think that give one to every army. Tyranids and I don't know, Imperial Agents, I guess. I don't really care about them, but who cares? But like they should have all 3, right? Somewhere accessible to them. And then from that point, be careful, is the answer, right? And I think that when people say, like, Sam, what's the problem with Tyranids? What do Tyranids need? What will fix Tyranids? It's like, yeah, our power budget across the board is low. But I would say generally we don't have any, because our army rule doesn't do one of them, and all of our detachments are like every other codexes that does 2 of each, essentially. Like, usually you have a detachment that buffs one thing, and then the strats, you find a really good strat in each detachment and it does one of the others, and then they're like, yeah, I hit 2 of them. But with Tyranids, we don't have the army rule to round out the third, and so when we have our 2 pronged detachments, we just end up with 2. We don't end up with the 3, and so an invasion fleet, our ability to deliver is terrible, and subterranean, our durability stinks. Like in Vanguard, our durability stinks. That might be a through line for a lot of these, is the durability, because Tyranids also, by and large, don't get a reactive durability strat. We have like 2 in our whole 1.5 in our like whole codex, a reactive durability strat. And
you don't like conditional AOC?
Conditional AOC is the half. I gave it a half. It's there.
Tyranids have some of the least access to -1 damage, like, in the game, right? Like, of all the factions, basically.
It's an
have
enhancement in
it?
Synaptic Nexus
Oh yeah, that's what it is. We haven't had. Yep.
for your dreadnought that is a hive tyrant.
Yeah.
I just want like it's crazy how much we have to work for a reactive durability strat. Like Invasion Fleet, we have it, and if Invasion Fleet got a delivery mechanic, it would be good, and we would be able to play and have fun, and people would not want to. The Tyranids Discord might stop dooming for a second, but
That seems unlikely.
yeah, you're right.
That's like carried away.
That was an exaggeration, and I'm sorry. But like most of the other detachments just need a reactive durability thing somewhere. And the fact that like Marines come out the gate with a damage as their army rule and as a durability strat that's pretty good in every single one of their detachments, it means that all they have to do to have a good detachment is just have delivery somewhere. And it's like Gladius, one of the most insane delivery detachments you'll ever see in your life, plus a little durability buff and fall back and activate, is constantly so good. And then the Stormlance is like the next best. It's because they provide that, the only thing that Marines need. And that's it's tough to watch as I go. This is easy to balance. You can do it, GW. I believe in you.
So which problem did Victrix Guard fix, Sam? Do you think?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah. So they the problem is if Victrix Guard existed without Gladius or Stormlance or any of that, you know what? It would probably be okay. We would probably survive.
I think if Victrix were like a Imperial Fists unit, we wouldn't even complain. No one would say anything.
You're so right. You're so right.
We would just be like, it's a bit undercosted, but fucking whatever. It's Fists. Who cares? But it's not. It's not Fists. It's not Fists at all. It's Ultramarines, baby.
Which means it is Fists.
Yeah. No, that means that it does fist. It's rough.
Yes, that was the joke. Yes.
Yeah.
Victrix Guard are a joke. How does that happen?
I have Nitzer better Custodies is not a hot take, I don't think, because Custodies are also quite sad right now.
Well, their delivery sucks.
That's Warden's fault.
I think you could field the three of us like as models in the game and have a better chance of winning than playing Custodies. So that's it's tough out there being a Custodian right now.
Yeah,
I'm still having a wonderful time with this Golden Horde list, but I'm also not convinced it's that great. It's very fun. But
I actually think what Kara Quinn said could just totally happen. Like Trajan could just give you an extra CP every turn, and the swords could be damaged too, and it would change enough that it would let them use a new playstyle, and that's good enough with me.
I think that my take is that if I'm going to stick with my philosophy that I've laid forward here, I would have to say that I would disagree, because I don't think that they would be fast enough, right? Like if
they can be
Blade Champions should just give you advanced charge and not be once per game.
That would be too much. It would go too far. So we need to find a way to tone
somewhere
back a little bit of this and then give them deliverability.
Yes.
I don't know. Custodies make me sad when they're good, but I can respect that they are people's favorite faction, and maybe it'll be good.
I don't know
fun to play against someday.
Soul whose favorite faction is Custodies.
Okay. Well,
you have made a mistake just there, Anthony. Get ready.
I would agree. Like I start to think about it, and I don't think I know someone who's favorite.
What's Folger's favorite faction?
Eldar. It's not even close.
Yeah, the Golden Boys were like an accident. He was like, I guess I'll do this.
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Yep.
Speaking of EV evolutions or whatever you were saying earlier, I don't play Pokemon. I don't know if the EV part of that was necessary.
It was not. No.
Yeah, well,
I think I called you a devolution of.
Fuck.
Yeah, like Sam, Folger, and Sean all are like,
and a little bit John as well. Like you're all the same family, I think.
Yeah, it's the long hairs.
Someone Rickard. Yep, there's a Custodies player.
That's not. He doesn't even. That's not true. His favorite faction is the Custodies.
That's nice. I know.
See what I'm saying? There's no. It's the no true Scotsman thing. There are no Custodies.
Actually, that's a lie. Matty's favorite faction.
I don't even believe you.
It is 100%. So that's fine. All right. I suppose we're gonna really wrap up around to my hey. How's my week been?
How's it going?
Oh, yeah. What's going on with you?
I played Victrix Guard in the tournament. It was fine. Let's move on.
Yay, Victrix Guard. Whoa.
I'm so proud of you, Innes. Like, way to step outside what's thought of as strong and go take, the
Well,
the
I have-
off the wall stuff and just show that you can win as long as you.
It was a team event. It was fine. Don't like when you're fighting in the mines. Team Scotland. We went one loss and 4 draws. You gotta fight for the points you can get.
You are borrowing from the Canadians there, brother.
It was a tough weekend.
Who did you-
Notably,
what
the
was this
funniest thing is
tournament?
the most important thing. It was a Prestige Wargaming teams event. It was 8-man teams. Most importantly, Nassim and Josh Roberts' team finished below us. And Josh was playing 18 Victrix Guard, and I only had 12. So
Did you score more than him?
no, I did not.
Oh, well,
But we placed one higher, so
that's what
the
matters,
big
baby.
thing. Exactly. We placed in 7th, and they finished 8th. So
Yeah.
You know what we always say? Score doesn't matter because pairings may be something or something.
whatever,
pairings
yeah.
excuse,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was
Some-
definitely just pairing into every other team's player that they were willing to feed to the Victrix Guard, as I believe everyone else was. The top 5 scores at the event were Admech, Victrix Guard, Victrix Guard, Victrix Guard, and then Eldar, which,
Fair enough.
yep, that's what I would have picked too.
The funniest thing I think I've seen from the weekend was someone did like the win rate math for the German team event that happened, and Ultras were at a
93.3% win rate.
93% win rate at that event, which is like even in teams like way too much.
I can tell you what their win rate was at my event if I find my phone, which I've left. in my arse somewhere.
93 is crazy.
So
yeah,
I'm pretty
not
sure they only lost
93.
1 game at the event at Prestige.
That's nuts too. That's nuts.
No,
For different
it was like they
reasons.
lost like 11-9 to Halos to like Richard
Halo
Scudari.
Street, yeah, or some shit.
Yeah.
That's good. That's probably all right. That's probably fine. I think.
Yeah,
God.
Josh went 5-0, Charles went 5-0, I went 5-0. Fowler went 4-1, but his loss was a 9-11 loss, and I think that was the 4 of us that were playing Victrix Guard, so it was 95% win rate. Yeah.
Rough.
Well,
It's probably fine though.
I think it probably they should just give it Epic Hero and call it a day, you know?
Oh no,
Yep.
there was another guy who had 18 and he went 3-1-1
Epic Hero, Capita
with a 10-10, a 10-10 into fucking Big Demons. That guy played 3 of us, by the way. Fucking hero. That guy just had the worst weekend with his fucking group. Shout out to Chris. He got 15-5 by Josh, 13-7 by me, and 10-10 to the third guy.
Dude, that's pretty good.
Yeah, no, he was doing.
big demons are the solution. We did it.
Yeah.
And then he got a 9-11 loss into Spectacle of Spite. So that was Victrix Guard of the weekend. So that is 25 games, 22 wins, 1 10-10 and 2 9-11 losses.
Rough. So
Extremely okay army.
there's a lot of ways you can change it, right? You can put the points up. I think you should probably do that no matter what you do. You can cut them down to 3 men. So you can make the whole fucking thing an Epic Hero and perhaps also still put the points up. You could do literally anything other than how they currently are.
Not let Gravis Calgar join them.
You can do
Should
that
still
in
do that.
addition. You can do that in addition to the rest.
Maybe get rid of Captain Sicarius' data sheet, the Finecast model that
that
doesn't
guy probably
get
doesn't
sell
need to be
anymore.
around anymore. Yeah, he could probably
Doesn't
go to
need to
Legends.
exist. Yeah.
I don't think CalGuard needs to exist. They got so excited to post all the and you can still run both. Haha! And it's like, why?
Yeah,
You don't need to.
Yes, you do.
They-
It's a cool
they
model.
They could have just Legends him like they did Grotesques.
And the Hyro Duel right after I got one.
The what?
The Hyro Duel.
Sam, as an owner of 3 Demicarons, I feel you. I still use them as Norn assimilators, but somehow that's worse than them just being legends.
I thought they would be safe. The Hyro Duel should have been safe. It was
I don't even know
after
what
the
I
Codex.
Oh, it's the big rhino looking thing. Yeah.
Mine's out in the garage, otherwise I'd
The-
go and get
the
my one.
Scythe and the
They're
gun
super cool.
ones. Yeah. I
There's
remember
literally
that.
nothing you can run it as in either. It's on like the stupidest base of all time.
That's sad. It's paying for its sins in Crusher Stampede in 9th.
A little bit, yeah. Along with my harpies.
Dude, those things got shadow realmed, bro. That gun is bad now. Like the gun they carry got made awful.
It's worse than it like in the great strength update of 10th edition, it stayed the same, lost the point of AP and the point of damage.
I think if they released the heavy venom cannon now, it'd be like D3 plus 3 shots of 12-4-4 or something asinine, right? Like if
Yeah,
it came
it'd
out
be,
right
it'd be like
now,
a Doomsday Arc on crack. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that's what Calgar and Jump Gravis armor is getting on his underslung.
That's
So,
gonna be his
that's his
underslung
pistol,
gun. Yeah.
That's his pistol to help. It's going to have 15 shots to make sure the Spectacle Spike can't play you because they can't blood surge in. They can't charge into you because you just get pistol shot.
Yeah. Dude, that actually works in World Eaters.
It
Yeah,
works for Termagant, too.
That's
watching
true.
someone charge into a squad of infiltrators was a oh god no, don't do that moment as well.
Oh, 'cause
as they
there's-
fire their 50 shots.
Oh yeah, the AdMech
Infiltrators?
infiltrators.
Oh,
Yeah,
those.
Infiltrators,
Yeah.
Yeah, just casual 50 shots.
I was talking to what I think it was Dan about this like last week, because we were like, I was like, yeah, Spectre was like a thing you're gonna have to worry about because he's taking like a couple month break, and he was like, yeah, I mean like infiltrators, right? And I was like, oh yeah, you do get there on turn 1, which is bad, and even if you have to go on turn 2 when they have TCP, if they run into you, you just fucking spray them away, dude. You just witch be gone.
Infiltrators are dumb and they make me sad.
No, they're 1 point more than Sacrosanct and 1 point less than a Gene Star called Acolyte.
Why do they have AP? They're a point less than an Acolyte?
Sorry, no, they're the same points as Acolytes because Acolytes are 14 per model now.
I didn't realize that. That's crazy.
That's tough. Well, they don't
Um,
resurrect, so write that down.
Don't give them ideas for the Grotmas detachment.
Ah! You get 14 Omnissiah points, and you can bring back fucking.
They're just gonna move like the Necromechanic enhancement from like Cobra Art Cybernetica to just like on calls data sheet. He just reses D3 models in a unit within 6.
Yeah.
I think the real weakness is that Tyranids don't have a Primarch. Screw the 3 pillars of
That's
whoever. I think there's a 1 pillar of does your faction have a Primarch, and that
Don't
will
they
tell you
now?
whether.
Like Drakari have the radar.
Yeah, the Raider, exactly. Thank you. Call exists, so he gets oaths just thrown on there. Whenever they need to balance something, they look at the Primarch, and if they don't see a Primarch,
they should give the
give up.
Swarm Lord Oath of Moment.
I was gonna say, couldn't they just give the Swarmlord something?
Honestly, our problem isn't damage at this point, guys. I don't need Tyranid damage. It's never really been. It's funny how bad our damage is comparatively, but we can make it work. There's things that are good.
I'll still take more. Like if they're offering, I'll have it.
Yes,
Like-
sure, but it won't solve. People will be like, why won't Tyranids be good? We're giving them so many things, and it's like,
If you printed Sub Assault in any other book, you'd have to nerf it afterwards. It's only fine in Tyranids.
yeah.
Yeah, I might like to still be mad that that detachment still doesn't work on Molochs.
That's the funniest thing.
Like every time
the
someone
worm
brings up,
detect.
every time someone brings up a rules as written argument or it's rules as intended, Games Workshop are very clearly like, obviously that can't be how they meant it to work. The lore, and then I'm just like, but Tyranids, Subterranean Assault, the Moloch detachment that doesn't work on Molochs, maybe.
Well, it's not snaky enough for the Snake Club, dude.
I mean, I don't want to play Molochs. I think they're dumb. Even if they did work on them, I wouldn't play them. But
That's fine.
I wish they did. For the people out there who want to use
I love my
snake
Molochs,
detachment.
and I would like to use them very much.
Well,
They weren't. I play tested it when it dropped, and I was like, this will work. This will get updated to work. And I played it, and it wasn't even that good. But it should be allowed to as a treat.
That's Tyranids.
You're not allowed to play Tyranids because you tried for that one WTC and it just fucked your shit all the way up. And that was a
I've
huge
taken
mistake.
Tyranids are the only army I've taken to 3 W. I've taken them to 2 ETCs and an ETC and 2 WTCs.
I have played more NIDs at WTC than Sam, so write that down. John
That's
also
true.
hates when I make this joke.
I'm just disappointed that John broke his custody streak.
That's true. Well, he broke that 2 years ago now.
I know, but I was still disappointed when he did it then as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
And like at
Like-
least his army last year, you could be like, yeah, that's just green custodies, right? Like he played Deathwing Knights.
Oh, when he played Knights,
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess technically an Emperor's Children Wing Prince is basically a custodian guard.
Pretty similar. Pretty similar to the Dreadnoughts he was running, right? It was very similar to the Telemons.
Oh Christ! All
We
right,
Give John's playstyle speed, and now we're screwed.
Yeah.
That and the Storm Raven, man. It's not fair.
All right. Jeremy is still taking a bit of an extended break, so I'm going to rattle off some stats that I am borrowing from Warp Friends, who have been doing a really good job of keeping some updates and stuff like that. It's not our usual stats, and I don't have all the data, but I'm going to rattle through what the top armies in the game are right now and some of the bottom ones, and we will hopefully have Jeremy back doing good things soon. So our top 5 armies that had 10 or more players were, in first place, Deathwatch with a 61.5% win rate. In second place was Admech with a 56.2% win rate. In third place was Thousand Sons with a 55.1% win rate. In fourth was World Eaters with 52.5%. And in fifth place was Necrons with 52.3% win rate. All of those factions had 10 or more players. Of those, Deathwatch had 2 tournament wins, and Necrons had 3. Admech, Thousand Sons, and World Eaters all had none, notably. And in the bottom, Imperial Agents don't exist, but did have a 10% win rate. I'm very sorry to Imperial Agents players. As Sam says, you don't have any of the Ds, and unfortunately, Games Workshop's giving you one.
Yeah.
By not giving you an army rule. But of armies that had real player bases, Imperial Knights had a 31.4% win rate with 18 players and no event wins. Chaos Space Marines had a 42% win rate with 46 players and 1 event win. Death Guard had a 43.3% win rate with 41 players and 1 event win. Sisters of Battle, which boggles my mind, had a 44% win rate and 1 event win. And Grey Knights had a 45.1% win rate with 26 players and no event wins. Other event winners of the week include Leagues of Votan, who won 1, Tyranids, who won 1, Stuff It Sam, Space Marines, who won 3, Chaos Knights, who won 2, Dark Angels, who won 1, Orcs, who won 1, and Astra Militarum, who won 1. Outside of the balance window is Deathwatch and Adeptus Mechanicus and Thousand Sons. And on the low end, we have Sisters of Battle, Death Guard, Chaos Space Marines, Imperial Knights, and Imperial Agents.
I love that Thousand Sons have been good since their nerf. And every week we get the just infinite scream of the void of them being like, but we're mono build. Like every army's not mono build.
Hey, Ken Scarab Cult Terminator is pretty good. 30 also pretty good. Shocking, right?
Yeah, that army rule is so problematic that like they'll nerf it however much they
Well,
want, but it'll still sit at
they're-
like a 53% win rate
You
with
mean their
like 2
damage
models on
and
the board.
deliverability mechanic
Yeah,
on their army that's quite durable?
yeah.
Well, it sets their damage to the most in the game on one target, right? Like it's not close. Like if Thousand Sons want that one thing dead, gone. If they want other things dead after that, it depends on what units you took.
When I took Thousand Sons to Nova, I shot my army at Mortarion, like my Thousand Sons army, all of it. And I didn't kill him, and I didn't want to play Thousand Sons again because I was like, it's not meant to be for me. Like I'm not meant to have that. That would be wrong, and the universe is punishing me for trying. Because like that shouldn't happen. I
If I'm
should
being
kill.
honest, if there's a unit in the game that should be allowed to sit in front of 2,000 points and still be there, it should be Mortarion, right?
Yes, but
Not a
It sh-
Thousand Sons,
that-
2,000 points.
yeah, you said if there's a unit in the game that should, I would agree, but there shouldn't. So no unit should be able to do that. If you are just face checking my whole army, honestly, I don't think there should be a unit in the game that should be able to face check an entire army ever.
I think 5 regular Terminators should be able to, but I have a very different view on the game to other people.
You think you should be able to take a whole army?
Yeah, I think if you put 5 regular Terminators, I should be allowed to have 1 left at the end of the turn. I think the game should be a lot slower than it is. But
Yeah, and you should have a lot less stuff, I guess. You want to play
yeah,
Kill
that
Team?
too. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. I long for the days when at the end of the game, with the end of the game in 7th edition, you'd both still have like 1,400 points left, and it was much more like decision based rather than just like, and then my thing died and I used the next thing. I liked that game.
So as an aside, I after WTC, I decided to take a nice little jaunt into Sigmar because a friend asked me to play that, and so I picked up Ogre Maw Tribes, and I would say that the majority of the game is like what you talked about, Innis, where you're in Sigmar, where you're like trading and you don't kill stuff crazy easily. But Ogre Maw Tribes are not like that, and it was in my second ever game of Sigmar at this tournament, my second through 5th ever games of Sigmar. I just every single game was a complete smacking.
Yeah, the
For
Iron Guts. They be hitting people real hard with them sticks, bro.
But if you agree with your opponent beforehand, like, let's play not the good armies, because most people in Sigmar agree that inherently because they don't know what they are. then you'll enjoy that nice 1400 point by turn 5 game.
Yeah,
Have
look,
fun.
Sigmar's got its own issues, like having the double turn and things like that make me not want to play for other reasons.
Yeah, but it lets me play 7 dragons, dude. Do you see that list I posted the other day? It was 5 Terrorgeists and 2 dragons. Hell
You
yeah.
can basically do that in World Eaters now. Just play 3 Eldrakes.
No, it's not the same.
40k's lack of a real dragon is one of its biggest downsides.
Sucks.
I hate sci-fi settings, and no dragons is the worst part of it.
Yeah.
A harpy's kind of like a dragon.
And
Not
it was
anymore.
my favorite edition in Tyranids. Like, you're not like, what are you doing, Sam? Like, this is not an argument that you're.
You meant like a playable data sheet. I see.
Yeah, he wants it to be vaguely not shit. Low bar, but vaguely is the key metric, you know?
My converted to Hive Tyrant that very much looks like a dragon is one of my favorite models in my army. So,
yeah.
Go play
All right.
Dynasty.
I can't do it. I'm good at this one. And as we said, if I leave this, what
It's
am
over.
I going to
That's
do?
it. That's it. That's all he's got.
Sunk cost fallacy is in place.
Don't you want to be the number 1 in the world at something just instantly?
Bro, I'm
I
not
really-
that
Sorry,
far off here. Like,
I'm being both too mean to Sigmar, and I'm baiting you. I mean, I'm not being too mean, but I could say it nicer.
you could. You don't have to. This is a 40k podcast. It's okay.
Wahoo.
So yeah, that's the stats. Anything in there that stands out to you guys other than the 1,000 Suns? Anthony, World Eaters of 52, but no event wins, feels exactly where they should be, right?
That's my boys, dude.
That's your boys?
That's my fucking faction, son. They go 3-2. Some of them go 2-3. No one wins an event. Hell yeah, bro. World Eaters. Woo!
Emperor's Children sitting at 45.9 hurts me in my soul.
It's the most well-rounded army in the game. It's not always the best, but it's certainly
well
the most
rounded off
well-rounded.
all of my deployment zone with its demon princes. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, that army's real strong. My favorite part of the prep for Team USA last year was the 5-week window where 3 of us played Emperor's Children, where it was like me, then Sam, then we had someone else try it, and it was just like boom, boom, boom. It was just 20, 20, 20, 20. Just EC just destroying shit. We got to the end and we were like, oh, Knights are good. Damn. Well, only John can play them now. Good luck.
I think I spent like a solid month team events with Scotland, just being the guy that dove on them because I could hold them to like a 6-10, and everyone else would just get 20. Every round would just be they get 20, they get 23. I'm gonna get 6.
Were you diving on them with Gene Stealer cults?
Yeah, it was fine. No one knew how that matchup worked.
Okay, that's what it sounds like to me, because that
okay.
should not be a 6 for you.
I played that
Whoever.
game once at WTC and I got an 8 in supply drop going first with my objective disappearing first. So all I'm saying is maybe
Was that in pod?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was because it was supply drop. Well, listen. EC is a skill. It's important to be good at that
not fun
army.
to play against. Yeah, and I still think EC is not fun to play against, and it's not just because I lost to it at Worlds.
EC is just rough, dude. The whole time, the minute you start getting charged by princes, I feel like, at least for me, the PTSD kicks in. Like the first prince that charges me and kills 2 8-bound, I'm like, all right,
I should get to fight on death against that.
it's gonna be this 2 more times. Ow, ow. Oh, okay, now we gotta try to kill him. Oh, they all lived. All right. Yeah, bad. I fucking hate them.
I think I've played against EC 3 times in the last 10 days, and I hate every single day.
The only time I've killed princes quickly is when Bruce caught the stray of me trying to prep for knights and hit him with every big thing killer in World Eaters, the Codex, and, that one time I got him.
I thoroughly enjoy one-shotting them with Vindicators a reasonable amount of the time. That's my favorite genre.
Yeah.
It's just 2s and 2s, baby.
Tyranids can kill them if you play a 10-turn game.
That's really nice of you. Yeah, actually, I'll say this. John and I played that matchup once in the lead up. I played Tunnel Nids into his EC, and he will pretend like he won that game, but he did not. He did not win that game.
Was it 10?
It was, I remember it as a win for me, but it was at least a draw and a singles win for me because he, on turn 1, was like, time to kill some Tyranids and get my packs up and just charge some stuff, and sent on 2 his winged demon prince into my back line, and I did shoot my whole army at it and did kill that. So I did kill his warlord on turn 2. and
I don't know,
barely
Sam.
won.
I'm looking at the sheet that tracks, dude. I see a 10.
Yeah, but that's a 10. If it's a 10, that's fine. It's a singles win for me.
Ah, I see. Okay.
And that's how we track these things, right?
The stuff that
Yes.
matters in the prep.
Yeah, it matters a lot
Obviously.
to this podcast right now.
Bam,
Sure.
got him.
All right. And here's the one that bugs me the most. Eldari, 72 players, 350 games, 174 wins for a 49.7% win rate. What are you guys doing? Eldar
They're-
players.
They're losing to Victrix Guard, right? It's not
It's just
complicated.
that union's working hard, man. I think they're trying to submarine.
I don't even think it's a union thing. I think Eldar is a little bit too good, but as we saw from every time I've looked at a Matrix in the last couple of weeks, they are real pinnable in teams. So we'll see.
Someday, I would like to not have an Eldar meta, so I can not have Eldar on my team comp. I don't see that day coming anytime soon, but
But there is a reason that all of the eternal god captains of the WTC all played Eldar while they were around, and it's because the army it's
gonna
never
be good
bad,
every
man.
year. You're always going to need one.
It's 3 Dragonets nuts all the way through.
it's
Yeah.
because its faction identity is be fast, and deliverability is the strongest one of the 3 pillars.
I think the core issue with Eldar is honestly, besides the speed thing and that they've like picked to show that they're fast too many ways. Like they're fast, high movement characteristic. They're fast, all fly. They're fast, invuln. They're fast. They're fast. All right, we get it. They're fast. Shut up. Enough. But the real issue I think with Eldar honestly is in the way that 40K is designed as a game where we're building lists based on point costs. Aspect warriors are always going to be some amount of oops until they take away their invuln, I guess, because they're all very specific tools for very specific jobs, which is exactly what you want in 40K, because you're not paying a bunch of points on all these aspect warriors for them to do things they're not doing. They're only do their one job. It's great.
It's true, because what that means is that not only is their faction identity be fast pillar, it's also the faction identity of aspect warriors will always have a data sheet that is damage, and so they just need to find durability somewhere. And at the beginning of the edition, it was like Wraith Knights and the Night Spinners or whatever they're called, you know, and
Indirect.
Phantasm and all that. Like there was infinite durability, and that's why the faction was super dumb. But now, throughout this whole time, there's always been like a way that they find durability, and now it's this. And it's like, just give them give them mediocre durability, and we'll be fine.
I will say I watched enough games last weekend of like Spectacle of Spite being played, and watching people shoot at elves, kill part of a squad, and then have the elf stay there afterwards was like, oh, they can be durable. Not durable. They can be fragile. Holy shit, this is crazy. Because I didn't kill one guy, and then they stepped back off the plate that they were all on, and then nothing happened. Fuck.
Oops, I didn't get activated at 5 times by solo Phoenix Lords on 2 wounds.
Yeah. That one tilts me off the. I've complained about Fuegan enough on this podcast.
I was about to. I can't. Standing up Phoenix Lord pisses me off. Stay dead.
Yeah.
If it helps, it was a stratagem last edition, Sam. So all of them could do it.
The amount of times I've had Fuegan just dog walk my army is too many.
Take away his damage 3 profile. That one gets, or 2 or whatever. That one makes me so
damage
mad.
2 Melta, so it gets the +6 range, of course.
Why is it not damage 1 Melta? You know, it didn't have to be damage 3. His axe didn't have to be AP 4. Ugh, I hate him so much.
Melee 2.
Yeah, he's got the perfect profile. It's 6 attacks, strength 5, AP 4, damage 3, hits on 2s. One asshole.
It's so good. Yeah.
There's so many units in the game that
At least he doesn't have a 5-up Feel No Pain anymore.
That's true. He did also have a Feel No Pain before. That was also annoying. I don't think Lycus is as abusive as Fuegan, but I do think Warp Spiders are probably as, if not more, fucked up than Fire Dragons.
I think Lycus is actually one of those tools that, like, to Eldar Union a little bit. Lycus is actually interesting to use and has some degree of counterplay. Not much, but enough that you can fuck up with Lycus. It's hard to fuck up with Fuegan.
It feels, if you're good, I don't know. It feels hard to fuck up with Lycus because it's literally just like, I come over here.
We can put a caveat here that if you're Liam VSL, you're not fucking up with any of these data sheets, right? Who gives a shit?
Dude, I think if I played an event as Aspect Host tomorrow, I'd be favored to win it.
Sure.
with no games of aspect
I just,
coast.
yeah, I think like a
totally-
general understanding of board state and understanding how, like, hey, if I move my 27-inch moving unit over here and I shoot the one thing, and then the rest of my army goes and kills the stuff in front of it, I'm going to get to activate with this unit twice, and then I instantly win the game. Like, that is dumb. Like Lycus activating twice instantly wins the game every time I've seen it. And that's no
Overwatch
good
is a
because
bad
it's easy to
mechanic.
do.
Shocking, right?
Oh,
All right, Sam. We've got a super chat from KR Quinn 1960. Sam, you lost one at WCW skill builder mission.
is this the fuck, marry, kill of 40k?
I think so.
Fuck skill, marry, build, and kill mission. I lost to Richard Siegler, who I didn't pay attention to what he did after that. I assume he lost to someone.
Well, you had to have if you got all the way down to 21st on OGW.
Yeah,
Surely
yeah.
you lost somewhere in there.
Yeah, because otherwise, like, if he had to be counted towards my OGWs, surely. That would be crazy if they didn't do that.
Imagine.
Yeah, but so he was okay. It was a little bit of all. We played on Search and Destroy, and I went first and rolled 1 on all my advances. And I also, maybe I could have played it better. It was hard to nail that matchup perfectly. I think I'm disfavored in it. And it was the shadow round, and it was late. And after Richard put big old things on the objective, and then I shadow in the warped, and he passed it all. He passed it with every single unit on a Leadership 7 army. I was just like, yeah, right, you got me. And I went to bed. Because I'm not ashamed of that. What I am sad of, there's lots of things to critique about the event. I'm going to critique one, and then I'll let it die. The one I will critique is that they did not seed pods, and I'm in Richard's pod, which, he's pretty good. He's on a good army. Unfortunate. And then a week before, like the release pods 2 weeks before the event, and then a week before the event, they tell everyone, hey, we're going to seed it next time. Next year, we're seeding it.
Why?
You could have just seeded it. If you knew, just seed it. Anyway.
You could seed it now. It's not too late.
Yeah, we won't complain, but the fact that there's half the pods that I could win with Custodes, that's not true. Maybe it's true. But it definitely, I would have taken my chances more playing Custodes in the pod of my choice than playing my best faction against Richard and mine. Is I guess my thought.
Yeah,
it's a really good way to end it with just like 6 unnamed French players in your pod, though, Sam. So
some people won those pods who immediately went 0, like lost the next 4 games.
Technically, only one person did that, but yes.
Well, I guess because only one person could.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is how the math of that situation works. Yeah.
They could have gotten draws. Technically.
No, I think we're in the weeds for that one now. All right. I'm gonna do a quick plugs, and then we're gonna go into the questions so that you guys can get away at a human time. And that means I need to go and find the plugs. All right, Sam, plug your YouTube channel. What's it called?
Sam Pope 40K.
Yep, I knew that, and that was really easy. But I did want you to I wanted to make you say it. So go and check out Sam. It's Sam Pope 40K. He did a really good video, and I'm assuming if we keep telling him nice things, he will do what I do and eventually spiral into continuing to make them.
Oh, I already recorded one because I'm out of town this next weekend. So
and then he will stop for a week and never do it again.
That might happen, but
the usual, yeah, that's what happened to me. That happens to me every time I take a break.
This next weekend, one is coming up about play styles. So it'll be hopefully cool. All right.
If you're enjoying the show, please do remember to do all the social stuff, like, comment, subscribe, etc., etc. There's a comment box below. I'll make Sam read them all. I won't do that, but Sam, you're welcome to read them all and respond to them, and speak to your adoring fans who you now probably have more of than you did. If you'd like to hear more from StatCheck, you can check out youtube.com/StatCheck. You can catch all of our live shows. You can catch all of our back episodes. We just launched a new show, Medicaid Orders, with Nathan, Francois, and Seth, who are talking basically nonsense about all things tangentially related to Warhammer. It's a good time. Go and check it out, as well as back episodes of us. You can catch us live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. UK time, and we're here to chat all things. I think next week I should be on the show. The week after that I will not be because I'll be flying back from the States. So yeah, do check that out. If you'd like to check out any of our sponsors, you can find all of their links in the description below, as well as discount codes for most of them. There's a discount code for StatCheck patrons for Red Dragon as well. That's patreon.com/StatCheck if you want to get access to that. You can find red-dragon.ca, saltargames.co.uk, wayland-utani.inc, wayland-utani-inc.com. There we go. Etsy.com/shop/D15games. You can find all of them in the descriptions below if you're looking for terrain, widgets, mats, anything like that. There's a variety of options. Please do check it out. It does help us support the show. If you'd like to support us more directly, you can check out patreon.com/StatCheck or YouTube memberships, all linked below. $5 a month gets you access to our Patreon Discord, where you can chat with all of us. We might even make Sam join it. He might even already be in there. I actually don't know. Sam looks confused at that prospect, and I'm going to not force him to do that.
I sent him the link earlier.
There you go.
I recently snuck in through the back door.
What?
It's probably the best way to get in. Costs you the least money. So yeah, the other way to get into the Discord is to be a famous Warhammer player that we like a lot. That works too. Tougher, but
a lot easier on the wallet.
Yeah, it's
Warhammer famously very lucrative.
Actually, why? It's the best. The number one reason to win a best in faction is because you get free codes from GW, and as far as I'm concerned, it's the only reason.
I'm so upset that I didn't do that this year.
I didn't get a best in faction this year either. I didn't even try for one.
Imagine doing that, not just TOing instead. You absolute baboons.
I don't want to sacrifice a day on my weekend.
Okay, and the last thing, if you want to check out stat-check.com/coaching or drop us an email at coaching@stat-check.com, you can work with all of the wonderful StatCheck coaches, such as myself, Pumbaa, Liam VSL, Nassim, Nicholas Wilson-Johnson, Lucas, and Tyler. I think that's all I got to plug today. Let's do some questions. Now, Nathan's not here for me to make him do all this bit, so, oh god, I have to do this shit bit at the end as well, don't I, Anthony?
Yay! Wahoo!
Oh, I hate that bit. All right, let me go find the show questions. As always, there are 3 ways to get your questions asked on the show. One is to be a member of our Patreon Discord and ask a question. The other one is to leave a super chat on the show, and the third one is to ask a really good question. We're probably not going to do a ton of those because Sam and Anthony have to get away because they have some prior obligations or some bullshit.
Yeah, boo.
Cyberbully them into staying longer. It won't work, but you can try.
It won't
All right,
work.
first up, we have from Ben F. What was your favorite thing you ate this Thanksgiving week?
Do you want to go first, Sam?
I made a coconut curry. I just had Thanksgiving with a couple of friends, and I was proud of it.
Nice. Anna makes these little mini pot pies with a bunch of vegetables in them, but they're handheld and they're made out of Pillsbury croissant rolls over a bunch of vegetables. It fucking cracks. I could eat that every day for every meal until I explode. They're incredible.
Thank you. All right, Sebastian asks, what would be the best anti-Victrix faction for teams?
No.
Victrix.
It doesn't matter what you do. They're just not going to play that. Then they're going to play someone else, and then this random thing that you built is going to be in the wind. So
you try and pin them with Admech and Hunter cohort. I think that's the best option you got.
My genuine answer right now is don't bother countering Victrix. Wait for the slate to do it for you.
You can come up with some shooting factions that can shoot Victrix, but if they just don't play you on a shooting board, if they get you on a melee board, or just play someone else, I just don't think you can pin them. You can't pin Victrix.
We found that the way that you would have to pin them is you have to have a first defender that can play them on an open board, and then a second defender that can play them on a medium board, and then a third defender that can play them on a medium board, and then pin them at the end when they have to not attack. And there's just nothing that you can't have 3 pins for them, right? It's not like Eldar or GSC where you can skew a list enough to handle them. You're gonna defend something. Victrix is gonna go, oh, you have pins for us? Sick. I'll just play that, or you'll play a list that 20s you. And they'll go, fuck, I guess we'll try and hold the Victrix Guard, and then you won't.
If you wanted to be assholes, you could build 6 lists that pin Eldar and Drakari and just be like, no!
Exactly. Bryn asks, is the meta balanced, or are we tipping into Marines, Admech, Sisters being too good? Yes. We are well past tipped into that point, I think.
Yeah, those 3 things are definitely too good.
And also Eldar.
And also Eldar. But broadly, I think most armies can still lose to anyone. So
yeah, I don't like the way that those armies play the game, I would say, right now. Yeah. They kind of frustrate
too much stuff,
me.
Not a good faction identity for you?
Yeah, that one annoys me. The I can't be killed faction identity annoys me.
How would you define the pre-WDC Gruncher factions?
You think you just defined it? They're gruncher factions that that was. I mean, gunching is worse. I don't. That is worse than now.
Sorry. Hold 1 second. Define terms for me, please. What is gunching and what is grunching?
No, they're the same. I like gunch. Gunching is when you go check this shit out, and then and then let your opponent hit you, but you don't care.
Custodies.
And then, that's the main term that I defined a few different random terms at the USA
funny.
practice, but
don't you just love playing AE Spine Gaunts, Sam?
Yeah.
That's not a gunch army. That's a teehee army. That's a like it's not gunching. Gunching is like if I put all 80 termites on the line.
Sounds like gunching is teeheeing that you don't like, but
no, they're way different. No.
It's totally different.
Yeah. Fred gunched me. That's what happened. Yeah.
He thought really hard about it, but at the end of the day,
yeah,
it was a gunch.
Well,
I know it was not a good question.
You have to get Sam to believe that there's a new name for it. So if you can figure that out, then great. And if not, gunching it is.
I'm gonna make a whole YouTube video about gunching next.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I hope it catches on. I hope it's like a thing people start saying.
Seth the Mad Dog, who we should really give the show host the show host tag, but I'm not going to because it's funny. Why isn't this making me play Hammer of Averti? Is this considered hazing? I didn't make you play Hammer of Averti. I suggested that you might find it fun.
That's an insult. Telling someone they might find Hammer of Averti fun is an insult. That's not nice.
I fucking love Desolation
Honestly,
Marines, bro.
I can't even tell them apart anymore. I don't know which Marine detachment that is.
That's Iron Hands, baby.
Oh, okay. And which one is that? A copy of?
It's 3 Whirlwinds.
Great.
It's the indirect Redemptors and Vindicators detachment.
You know, the thing we all love playing against. Speaking of gunching.
Fucking love gunching.
Yeah.
I'm not sure indirect is gunching. Indirect is like bullying, but gunching.
Yeah, 100%. All my favorite data sheets.
This is gunching.
Look, all I'm saying is I miss Hiveguard something deep, and I'm just trying to fill that hole. There's a picture on my Twitter somewhere. Well, not that that's a thing I've used in a year and a bit, of just 12 Hiveguard in a UKTC large ruin, and honestly, I miss it every day. Okay, Sean asks, is it fair to offer conditions to takebacks and mistake fixes? I.e., your opponent forgets to bring a unit on from reserve, but you let them so long as they take its activation as if the target unit had smoke.
I look at the game
weird
and try and make a reasonable understanding for both of us of what this looks like. Where would you have put it? What would you have done? Can that happen now? I try really hard to restore what would have been the functional game state. I definitely don't do whatever that was.
That's so funny, though.
Like angle shooting, extremely angle shooting.
I've never heard of someone saying that.
Like, bro, if you don't want your opponent to bring the unit on, just tell them no. It's okay.
Yeah.
You won't go to jail. You might be a bad sport, but like, don't do whatever that is.
I've definitely had like an occasional like, whoops, I forgot to deploy this, and I'm like, yeah, just throw it in the corner over there. That's fine, you know. But
because the alternative is it blows up, and we're kind of that. I guess is the line for us. We don't want it to blow up, but we would like it to not be in the game.
I'm okay with that you to be in the game as long as it's not doing anything. Just grow up here and tell your opponent to put it.
Just tell them it's dead, dude.
Tell them it's dead, right? Like.
Well, listen, I saw this question because I glanced at it while I was on the commute home, and I saw that someone responded to it and said, I think it's fine as long as it's like asking your opponent to sing or something. And I thought that was so funny. Like, yeah, you can bring that in, but sing me a song about how much you want it. Because that is so funny.
I think that's bullying, but that's also funny.
At least it's funny. You're not making them not use their Warhammer rules.
I'm gonna do that to you little
Sam
Jack
just
next time.
Desperately longs for Index Sigmar.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do that because, to be very specific, if you like, you could come up with a thing that your opponent could pay to get the thing that is not worth it, and then you're just like, you're just tricking your opponent, right? And that's just like,
you can have it in, but you have to CP reroll the next 6 you roll.
Yeah, it's like,
I like this. I like Fey deals 40k. That's my
That's
new
good.
favorite thing.
We should definitely, when we eventually get around to hosting the StatCheck Invitational, play a game of this.
Yeah.
Matter of bullshit.
Yeah.
Hey, I really want to make that charge, that 5-inch charge that I just failed with a reroll. What do I have to pay to re-roll it again? You
Yeah.
know, just like
If you
you have to
20
kill the intercessors on your home objective, and you can re-roll it again.
worth it.
Yeah.
That thing's sticky. What are they?
Sam, your Biovore dies. You can do an extra dev wound on your Weber to kill this Redemptor Dreadnought.
He's never
Listen,
gonna kill
that's the
Bioware.
fun. I think that would be fun 40k personally.
It's just like the worst version of the over/under game. But
That's
how close to 50% can I get this line that you might just let your unit die?
That's how
Okay.
Tyranids actually kill anything. It's
basically
bad.
what a desperate.
You don't know
escape
the
is, right?
deals that I'm making with
Yeah.
the devils behind the scenes.
Bad
But
bets and
my
conditional
personal
take
life
back.
shambles. But my Warhammer.
Yeah, what's the over under on your desperate escape? How much for me to be able to command reroll your desperate escapes as a Tyranid player?
Oh god. Nice.
All right, are Redemptors a legit answer to Victrix? Asks Logan.
I don't think so.
They're certainly not bad into them, but they are a little bit AP2 and a little bit damage 3, and those are not my favorite places to be for a melee unit killing Victrix, and a little bit blast.
It's also not that hard to just like have a Redemptor get dragged down if the homeboy pops the extra AP, right? Like you might just die fucking anyway, bro.
Especially to Calgar. That man is not.
Oh,
nice.
Calgar's just gonna kill you. I was assuming the other squads.
Sure. On a scale of how close your face is to the camera, how badly will Titus suck on release?
I don't know.
Ask
Hopefully
Chris.
not crazy.
Suck
Hopefully,
like bad or suck like be bad to play into.
probably
Who knows?
probably the 2nd
I'm
one if trends
Truly
continue, right?
hoping that he is a guy who comes with like 5 additional models, and all of them join Victrix Guard, and they all have a 4 vulnerable save,
Just
so that you
don't-
can just like tank the shit out of something on your like 1 wound Marine model, or like your 1 wound
Just-
Imperial Agent model,
Just
so
don't
that you
do
all
that.
can just get easier blood surges.
Just don't do any of that. Just don't. Fuck. Ah, god damn it.
I had to look it up real quick, and we moved on to a different question. But I did look up the OC of Victrix Guard because I was like,
yeah.
I think it's 2, but I hope I'm remembering wrong, and it is 2. In which case, Redemptor Dreadnoughts, who cares? They're OC 2 each, so like, boom, boom, boom. I'm still out of seeing you on the point. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're the same
we-
OC as Inner Circle Companions.
That nice, dude. We've had an
Mm.
excellent term coined in chat, which is the gunch box.
The Gunch. I'm choosing actually. That's what I'm renaming. The Thunderdome on WTC 4.5 Cruise.
The Gunch Box. Yes. Yes.
Gonna put my Blood Angels army in the Gunch Box.
Oh.
Gitley Gaming, you've done something today that cannot be undone. That's going to be in the WTC nomenclature going forward now.
That's so good.
I'm going to say it every time my opponent steps in there, too. I'm going to be like, welcome to the gunch box.
Which GW layer is the Gunch Box?
None of them. They can't do that. All of the GW layouts are too open for that.
Oh, dearie me. Okay,
good.
Simon H asks, any updates on the schism with the Sam Antipope?
That's Folger. He's doing okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Gene Stealer Paul asks, Sam, if you could change one Tyranid datasheet to fill an army gap, which Tyranid datasheet would you change and how would you change it? You get one, you have 2 minutes.
All right. You said just one, so I'm gonna say my controversial one. Everyone's gonna hate this answer. I want Spore Mines to be better. Okay, what Spore Mines should do. Think about it logistically. What Spore Mines do right now, I don't want them to do that better. I want that to stop. I want Spore Mines to stop doing that. But I would like them to control movement on the board because that's fun 40k. I would like my opponent to think, I could go there, but I'm going to have to take some extra mortals to do so. If you moved within 6, it blew up for D3. But if you advance within 6 or 9, it blows up for 3. Like stuff like that would be cool to do with Spore Mines, and it would be interesting movement wise to have in your army and like control spaces and lanes on the board that aren't just like, oh, you can't move there, you can't end that advance there. It's like, oh,
and then
if you want
they
to,
could just be like tokens instead of being units that could do secondaries and shit, and then you would actually feel good to play them.
no, I don't want them to be tokens. I want them to be on the board for real, but I want it to be like, Or they should have a reactive move on their data sheet too. So if someone ends a move with a 9, they like float towards you. I think that'd be funny.
Sam
Anyway.
wants to hour turn harder. Got it. Okay. John Johnson asks, Sam, what's the most annoying Tyranids list I can inflict upon my locals? They really don't like getting shot by knights or Votan, so he wants to do something that doesn't do any damage, apparently. I'm looking for new ways to inflict psychological trauma on them with Tyranids.
Anthony knows the answer.
Oh, God.
It's Vanguard Nids, baby.
Yep.
It's Vanguard Nids every day of the week. If you want to inflict psychological terror upon your opponent and their army at the same time, you run your Gene Stealers straight down their gullet and you battle shock their entire army at a -3 modifier. And then their whole army's battle shock. They can't fall back. Or guess what? Third of their army dies. Or they take a third of their army dying, and then they're all -1 to hit because Neurolictors and stuff. And then your next wave hits, and you hit them again with +1 to wound. And it is sad for them. No one likes it when their whole army's battle shocked. And
it
that's
is
weird.
the best 5/100s in a 14 you'll ever play.
Correct. If you're good, you might be able to score an 8.
Maybe.
I
Depends on who it is, you know?
Okay. Chris asks, Sam, do you like pineapple on pizza, and how do you like your eggs? These are very important questions for the stat check lore.
Yeah, I mean,
this is going on your wiki page of the stat check Discord.
Oh, if I showed up to a party and there was pineapple on the pizza and nothing else, I would eat it. Is where I'm at.
Okay.
But if there was another option, I would eat that.
Also fair.
I don't think that I would be like,
You wouldn't freak out about it. You wouldn't cause a scene.
And then eggs. I like my eggs fried over hard. I don't like yolk.
Fair enough.
It's a texture thing.
With you.
Yeah, I was gonna say if anyone's gonna relate.
Yeah, like your texture thing on this show, you're fine with texture thing. It's all good.
I have an update to my answer to this question, which was my favorite way to eat eggs used to be on as part of like a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich because I'm from New York. But however fucking Quentin cooks eggs is the best way to eat them. He made breakfast while we were down there. It was the best breakfast I've had in years.
Well, how did he cook them?
I couldn't fucking tell you. Ask Quentin. Go
What were they
bother
like?
him.
What do they look like? Did you close your eyes and eat them?
Nope. Go bother Quentin.
Don't bother Quentin. I'm pretty sure Quentin's busy, but that's fine. Okay. Ben F asks, which of your gaunts is your favorite? And doesn't have a name.
1 second.
He's
Fantastic. I can see his cable stretching.
I really thought he was going to get yo-yoed by the cable. It would have been fucking primo content to just...
Where is it? Is it in here? Don't worry about that. This is worth it. I found it. So this is the first model I painted when I came back to Warhammer. It's a little gaunt, but I 3D modeled this little like blob on his base because I got the green stuff, and I was like, this is fun to have. And I carved a little. It's not going to focus, but there's a little tiny smiley face on that blob. So I don't really.
Yes.
I don't. What basically I have is a Hermagant with like a little slug friend. Slug is generous, and this is my favorite gaunt. I haven't named him, but
would you like to name him live on the show right now?
Yeah, his name is going to be the Blob or the Hormagant.
Yeah,
dealer's choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, their name is going to be Phil.
Phil.
So we've had the Gunchbox, the TE, and Phil today.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Sam. I appreciate your time. Look, Yates says, look, 15 Deathwing Knights and a Thunderhawk isn't it? I know, but how about 10 Deathwing Knights, the Lion, and a Warhound Titan?
I mean, there are definitely armies that will lose to just the Lion, so the rest of it sounds like upside to me.
When I played Subterranean into the Lion, I wanted to kill myself. So,
yeah, it tracks.
You can do whatever your heart is put to.
Could you imagine if they gave that guy a way to heal?
Don't say that.
Could you imagine if they gave that way a guy to consistently not die to the first shot Fuegan puts into him?
That doesn't happen. I've never seen
it happen every time. Every time I talk to a Lion player, they're like, yeah, I died to Fuegan on the first shot of the game.
I have not watched a ton of games with the Lion in it, but all of the games I've watched with the Lion in it, he is there at the end of it. Not even close.
There's exactly two kinds of lion, unfortunately. And yeah, all of the charmed Eldar players I know are just like, yeah, the lion died in the first one, and all the unlucky Eldar players I know are like, yeah, and then the lion killed my army. And there are only two kinds of lion story, right? That's really the long and short.
Yep.
Okay. Alex asks a math question. Sam, how many popes per square mile does Vatican City have?
0.9. I know the Vatican City is small.
5.9 is Vatican City is less than a mile square. It's 1.17 square miles.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks, Alex.
Yay, math.
Marshall asks, any bets on what Nerf's just about to get this data slate? We try not to speculate on this stuff close to the data slate because he's too invested in other networks to not cause problems if we guess right. So we're just going to not. Makes life easier for us. So apologies, but thank you. Makes everything easier. Beginner Sam asks, hi Sam, could you please give your interpretation of how the Australian Tyranids list from Challengers Cup works? That's Eric Lathris's 150 gaunts list.
Sure. First, Beginner Sam, I've been there. Soon you will become intermediate Sam. I believe in you.
More time on the Sam thing.
Yeah, it's a process. That list is focused around Battle Shock. He puts a lot of tech into getting a really strong Shadow in the Warp turn, and then he goes in off of the Shadow in the Warp turn with his Hormagaunts and stuff, and the +1 to wound and all the buffs that come off of that. And that it works for him really well. It is inconsistent enough to me that it makes me nervous because depending on shadows scares me. But yeah, that's the general process is once everything in your army's battle shock, Termagant damage and Hormagaunt damage and Maleceptor, whatever, like everything that shoots just does more than you think it should. And it's not great. And he does that.
Fair enough. I had a good time playing a few games with it. It's good fun. It is slow to play.
If you're bad at it. Oh,
you just move a lot of times.
Yeah.
Too much moving.
All right. Lucas asks, what other factions do you think have potential for good horde builds?
A lot at this point. Obviously,
Marines
Guard
can
is
do it.
good. I think Green Tide's not very good right now. I think Necron, like potential for good horde builds is like anything that has a horde unit, because horde is like having a 20-man unit is a type of durability. So as soon as you give any sort of tool that benefits it at all, it just becomes strong. So anything could, as long as it has that, I guess.
I saw there was a guy Celtic that was playing 60 Crusaders and Black Templars that looked like a ton of fun.
That just did really well at Calicut.
Yeah, I've been thinking about picking that up, to be honest. It seems like a fun list to play.
It's one of those lists that I'm like, yeah, once Victrix are fucked off.
Victrix will just whirlwind cleave through that.
Yeah,
whole
no,
thing,
it's not
right?
even
Yeah.
it's not even close. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that one guy John asks, Innes, why do you hate Final Day? I just don't love its play pattern.
I hate Final Day. It's a good take.
Final
so
Day.
boring.
Final Day is a really interesting way to have an army that you have to pairings princess so it can get 10s and not blown out.
Yeah, I find its damage is fine, but it has the Tau spotter problem where everything you do is a 2-for-1, right? You're always like, you can make it a 3-for-2 instead if you like get really clever on like the gargoyle positioning and stuff like that, but then the gargoyles are bad at doing their other jobs and stuff like that. So you just end up with like this constant like down trade, and I'm just not happy with playing the consistent down trade game. It doesn't fill me with joy. I want to be able to play the Patriarch, and he doesn't feel that good in the detachment. Like if I want to play the detachment that like makes the Patriarch fun, I want to play the Patriarch, and it just doesn't make him feel good enough. So I don't like that aspect of it. And it reminds me too much of playing Host of Ascension, and I miss Host of Ascension too much to play a bad version of it. Folger is being mean to you in chat, Sam.
What? My friend Folger, who I care for very much, is being mean to me?
He asks, what's Michael Phelps doing on Stat Check?
Oh. That's my character's name in our Baldur's Gate campaign.
Sure.
No,
Isaac
really
asks,
it sounds like a lie, but it's not.
Sure. Isaac asks, why do you hate Brood Brothers? I don't hate Brood Brothers. I don't think it's very good, and I'm still building an army of it right now because it's gonna be fun to play on RTT this weekend. And I like the idea of playing Rough Riders. I like horses; they're fun. I'm sure it's going to be terrible, but I do, every time I play against Kazakhstan, they murder me, so I have to assume they're broken. So
They're pretty good.
they are very good. I'm gonna have a lot of grenade abilities, and I've been not doing grenade a ton recently, so I'm feeling like I need to go back to my roots a little bit. He also asked, can we get Sam a better webcam? I don't think Sam has a webcam. That's not a thing, Isaac. But a better webcam, keep
Maybe
watching
in
his
the
content.
future. Yeah.
Yesterday, I had a very spirited discussion on banning armies replacing house rules on armies like datasheet limits. I'm firmly on the camp of those don't really work for how the hobby functions, but I'm interested in what you guys think on the topic.
I think that it's really easy to see when GW just fucked something up. Just whoops, our bad, fucked it. Shouldn't be a thing right now.
We just never tested people playing more than one unit of these.
Yeah, or whatever, right? And I think the old ways, when FAQs were released more consistently, that you could be like, if it doesn't have an FAQ, can't play it yet. Smoothed over a bunch of sins about the way that GW does releases. Nowadays, GW fixes the game more frequently, which is great, but they also don't really put out FAQs like that anymore. Not at a pace that's like consistent or reasonable. We could adopt a no slate, no play setup, but that seems like it's a little slow.
That puts a 4-month lead on everything all the time.
I think that would be a bit slow. And I think getting into that might be tough. I think if we were just in that rhythm already, it'd probably be fine, but getting into it's going to be
no
a
one's
bitch,
no one's going to sign up for
it.
doing that, right? Because
Yeah.
your tournament just doesn't sell tickets when you do that. Like,
no one's
new
gonna do
release
it, right?
hype is a big part of that, right?
Yeah. So I think that in general, it's fine. TOs, I think, should have the full ability to protect their players from garbage. Like when people were just not running challenger cards at their event, fucking fair enough, dude.
Just ban Votan, bro. Just ban Votan.
Just that same shit. All of these things are things that, unfortunately, GW has responded to, right? This is one of the ways that gets them to fix stupid, broken, dumb shit the fastest. Do I wish they would just, not do that instead? Sure. But given the alternative, where an event runs like kind of wonky rules, maybe, or just like limits something a little bit, I think that's a lot more reasonable than just being like, get fucked, 93% win rate, Victrix spam, eat a dick. That sucks.
Yeah, totally fair. Sam, any thoughts?
Yeah, lots of people are quick to be like, what should we do to, fix this thing? Should the community ban datasheets when there are problems and stuff? And my take is like, we do. When things are like truly bad and grim, people stop doing it. Like people won't play stuff that's not fun, and if it's truly ruining the vibe, people will stop doing it. And usually,
Man,
it's
no one
not
stopped
to that
playing
level.
Wraith until they got made to.
But
yeah.
it's
all right. Isaac then asks, is Vanguard Nids vs GSC with Hunting Grounds the most psychological damage possible in 40k?
sometimes it feels like it.
I still didn't think that was as bad as playing against fucking triple noise Marines. All right. Connor asks, question for Sam. Any tips for an invasion fleet list with triple Norn, Maliceptor, and X-Screens? Don't.
And?
Send out 2 Norns and then save one of your Norns, and then when they try to kill your Norns, hopefully they only kill one, and then the other Norn takes its place and does damage with all your Maliceptors and Exocrines, and then
Except it doesn't because it's movement 10 with no advance in charge.
Well, yeah, but we're hoping, and then hopefully it kills
We're
them
playing
all.
Search and Destroy, right?
And that's and then they're dead, and then your second Norn, you've killed too much, and then you get 15s for the rest of the game.
Nailed it.
Sam, I've learned that there are 5Ds for dodgeball, asks Lucas, but your pillars only can include 3. Have you considered adding 2 more pillars in an upcoming DLC?
There's Dosi, and then oh man,
It's how dope it looks. There you go.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah,
That's good.
that's good.
If the models are cool, you'll play them a little bit more actively. Blake C asks, how do I stop my friend from firing fading gargoyles onto my point without resorting to threats of violence? Well,
Durability is one where you can put durable units ringed around the outside so they physically can't get there. If you threaten multiple objectives with models on both sides, then the gargoyles, unless they're running 60 gargoyles, in which case just push your whole army onto the circles. Unless they do that, they'll run out. Tyranids are great at denying. Like, it's really hard to stop Tyranids from denying you your first primary. Like, you will probably get a 5 on your first turn against Tyranids. Like, that is probably going to happen. But just play the 5 turns.
Here's
and you'll be
my
fine.
one of the D that I like to Desolation Rings. There you go.
Yeah.
Easy.
They exist outside the spectrum.
Exactly.
I disagree.
No, yeah,
They're
very,
very
much.
on
Yeah, I can deliver this damage because it goes everywhere.
And it's very durable because it's sat behind the wall.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct, and it does damage because it is.
Yeah.
And that's why indirect has to be bad, guys, because it hits all of Sam's metrics.
Just get it out.
Okay, Frank asks, "What's the best Victrix attachment, and how do you
Any
see
of
this
them.
adapting when inevitably hit with points nerfs?"
It needs
Darts of
movement.
Gladius,
Anything that
or
gives
Stormlands.
movement. Advance and
Just-
charge.
They're fine. Gladius and Stormlands are fine. You don't need to go fucking looking. Also, scale of 10 to 10. How fantastic has this Grotmas been compared to last year's? Well, it's not broken the game yet, so I'm actually enjoying this one a lot more than last year's
I'm
from a
gonna be
gameplay
honest.
perspective.
I would rather things be a little broken than a lot boring.
Yeah, that's also probably true. I'm hoping that they're just going to release all of the 40k stuff after whenever we get the data slate. And they were just going to give us everything like at once kind of thing. And then we don't have to have like a bunch of stuff and then a data slate. It's like, oh, well, this doesn't address any of the stuff that just came out. Right? Like,
That is, I guess, a way they could do it. You know.
that is how I would like to hope they would think about it, but we shall see. Ashley asks, which buff would each of you give to sisters in order to get them back into the balance window? I would make a lot of stuff a lot more expensive so that you don't have to spend as much money on the army. And that would really help sisters players, I think.
That's good. I would make it so you can do less miracle dice, so you don't have to think about as many things each turn.
That's true too. Yeah, one a phase maybe, like old Eldar.
Mhm.
Jason K asks, no question, just an appreciation for Sam's hatred of Wargear from a Necron player. That's not a question, Jason. The actual question is, if you're a faction limited player, what tools need to be in your book for you to think a horde list exists in the book? Units of 20, ideally, would be a really good starting point. Units of 20 that don't cost you an arm and a leg, and that do something besides just be a model. No one is hoarding Neurogans.
Does anything go past 20?
Not anymore.
Not
And I
anymore.
miss it deeply.
Things go to like 25 with characters. Like Guard gets their
sure.
25.
Yeah, you get 27s, I think, is the most right now.
Cursed cultists get up there.
Go to 20. Go to
22.
It's
21,
16 plus 5, 21.
21. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it helps. Like, the instant that I get excited is if I see a 20-man with regenerating models somewhere, because that is where it really gets durable, where you get to string out and then die and then respawn and then die. Like that, you get a lot of recursive value out of. If you're just a 20-man, you can use it twice, but often using it is not like anything super crazy.
Neurogans do go to 22. Yes, that is true. So there's a couple units that go past 20. I'm going to be honest, I miss 40 mans of cultists, something fierce. That was the good old days.
I played the 30-man Termagant blob in 9th. That was fun.
30 man with Devourers, making sure you clocked out every time you activated, and you had to double shoot it because it wasn't worth double shooting the Hive Guard. Like, I got to double shoot these guys. I'm really sorry, buddy. We're going to be here another 10 minutes. Good times, good times. Okay. Jeff, Death Company Forklift asks, Pope questions. What made you a White Sox fan instead of a Cubs fan?
Am I a White Sox fan?
It's about the actual Pope. It's about the guy from Chicago. I got it.
I'm going to exclude the second question because I just don't want to annoy anyone right now. And Simon H asks the most important question of all time, which is another for your wiki page question, I believe. Sam, how many 40mm bases could you fit in your mouth?
Yeah, at least 84.
That's a lot.
Sam started at 90 and was like, 84. 84 is the upper limit. 84
they're slim, and I could push them in my cheeks, I think.
I cannot wait for the next thing that we're at together, and I'm just going to be holding a Ziploc bag full of 40 mils.
I won't even ask questions. I will start putting them in my mouth in front of my opponent. I'll know what they're for.
1, 2, 3.
Keep rolling. Just keep rolling.
Oh, dear goodness. All right, guys. I've got one more thing to do. Let me just double check I've not missed any super chats. I have one from Ben J40K. Sam, what build did you do for your Baldur's Gate 3 character?
He set his health to 0 and relies on us for the rest.
I'm a high charisma, and I'm a sorcerer wild magic, and I cast spells that cause the most general chaos and confusion at any given moment. and Anthony gets mad at me because he wants me to optimize, and that's what I do in 40K, not Baldur's Gate.
I mean, that's not true. I just give you stuff that I think is good. Whether you put it on after that point is between you and someone else.
And then he yells at me.
That's not true at all. We have the man bear owl combo to keep you alive. I just run around punching stuff.
It's true.
All right. And the second question we have is from 40K Sports Center. When is Anthony build a list? We are aiming to do it next week sometime. We are going to wait and see if there's a balance day late next week. And if there is, we'll record it between me leaving on Wednesday, between me leaving on Thursday and the balance day late, hopefully drop it.
I mean, we
If
might
it doesn't
record
drop,
it.
we'll record
right
it
here.
on Wednesday. We could do that too. I would ideally like to bring my army over with me to make life easier, but yeah.
Yeah.
The stress of trying to put an army together on a day's notice is beyond me, but
That's fair. It won't be a problem. It'll be fine.
I know. All right,
Especially if
guys.
it's
I have got one thing left to do, which is I've got to go and do our fucking $15 tier that's meant to be Nathan's job, but he's abandoned me, so I have to read out some awful names.
Ennis hates doing this.
I truly despise it. It's my least favorite part of the job.
That's not very nice. They paid $15 for this.
I know they did.
You should
And
get
I
excited.
don't-
He loves them, but he hates
Yeah.
doing this.
I hate the reading bit. I love all of our $15 patrons in the Call of the
Well,
High Five tier.
They should know how much they're appreciated because you are doing it anyway.
I'm
Yeah.
doing it anyway. Exactly, right? That's the biggest part. I
Well,
am willing to put my dignity on the line for this show.
I would bet 25% of them are sub to that tier for the off chance that Ennis has to do this because they want him to be upset. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, and also there's absolutely a 0% chance that I'm just playing this up for the camera because this is what I've done every other time, right? Like absolutely no way that that's true.
That'd be ridiculous.
Christopher, the 21st Victrix Guard, and yes, Nathan, please roll a D4 for me. You can do it on Google, right bracket, less than 3 Irvine.
Nailed
Thank you
it.
very much for being in the $15 a month tier. Thank you to Willow Weeks. Thank you to Dan F. Thank you to Luke. Harridan's taking the Subway McCarthy. You really need to change that name. It's been that for a long time. That Harridan had got off its stop a long time ago. We'll change it to a hero for taking the Subway. Have some vigor. Have some vim and vigor in your name. David, fun fact, the first named Inquisitor character was called Obi-Wan Sherlock Clouseau Clark. Thank you very much. Thank you to Exhausted. Thank you to James H. Thank you to Colton Dan F. Miller. Thank you to Fungus. Thank you to John V8 Gang. This bit has been cancelled because the joke expired before the next show. Thank you to Camp F. Dan Morton, Hog Emoji. Thank you to Lady Malice's Footstool. Thank you to Josiah Gattle. Thank you to
Boy,
Frankie
gets me
Fresh.
every time.
Thank you to Isaac. Tonight on Stat Check, Nathan evolved into Sam Pope. Innes remembered what it was like when he played Nids, and Anthony killed all the Whimsy Torada. Thank you to All I Want for Grotmas is Nothing. Thank you to Thomas. The new kid discovered how to ambush. I am now 60% scratches and scar tissue for Koyan. Thank you to Stephen. Surprised how little Ultramarines got revealed for Grotmas. Ross. Thank you to Tom. Regrets trading Josh Allen to Nathan, even though it was fair-ish. Thank you to 2 legally distinct factions later. I am unequivocally marked as not safe from My Mini Factory's Black Friday sale. Thank you to Less Than 3. Thank you to Floof. I only changed this name because Nathan complained Cox. Thank you to Come With Me on a Gucci Adventure trademark. Thank you to Table by Turn 2, but Spiritually Undefeated. Thank you to Henry. Penguins gorge themselves before their yearly catastrophic molt, shedding their waterproof feathers and losing the ability to swim for 3 weeks. The Wizard.
All right.
And thanks again to Fungus. 2 thanks to Fungus.
There is multiple fan fiction tabs that I'm just not going to look at because I don't want to. I just don't want to do that.
The good news.
I like my sanity too much.
Is that a thing you do sometimes? Is read
No.
out fan fiction?
Nope, absolutely
Oh.
no, it is not. I do not know why it is there, but
Oh,
there is
Don't
some.
worry
and
about it.
No,
I'm sure Fungus wouldn't do that to us.
The good news, folks, is that there was penguin facts in the thank you notes this week. So there will be another episode of
there
Stat
will
Check next
continue to
week.
be stat check episodes. It's
But if
true.
it ever
Woo.
stops, that's the
we've,
end.
we've made the threat.
So
And
watch
then it becomes
out.
fact check.
That's right. And
I
no
don't think
one
any of
likes
us ever
those.
pinged the Discord to say that we were live. That was definitely my fault.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
If they couldn't figure it out, are they even a fan?
Yeah.
Look, sometimes you just got to prod people, right? Sam, thank you so much for being with us. You do coaching. Plug yourself a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you can reach out. My YouTube is Sam Pope 40K. There's contact info there if you want, or say hi. I don't know. I'm not Ennis. I don't do this for a freaking living or whatever.
He's not a plugs expert, dude.
That's fine. He doesn't have to be. He's showing that he's humanizing himself right here for anybody who's looking for something a little different. And that's what we're all about here. Sam, thank you so much for being with us. Is there anyone you want to shout out? Anything you want to chat about? Like, come on, you got at least 3 more minutes.
Yeah, I want to shout out. I want to shout out a good pecan pie. I think that's underrated. I think, yeah. Another shout out to Fungus. I think Fungus deserves it this week.
Fuck yeah, Fungus.
Yeah, we love Derek, dude.
Let's go, Derek. You're my hero. Anthony, anything you want to shout out?
Nope. Oh, yes, I
Yeah.
lied. I said no very quickly. Fuck, trolling. I'm just so used to saying no. Nothing from my end. Mute self goes back to doing something else. The charity GT that I'm running is in
10 days.
10 days. 10 days. Woo! 10 days. 11 days. Something like that.
Anthony, see you in 8 days, buddy.
Yeah, woohoo! Innes will be there. Nathan's coming. The who's who of the Stat Check broader brand will be in attendance at this event. It is up on BCP as NFBNJ or something like that, I think is the thing to look up on BCP, and that'll get you to the right place. And then there are, within the BCP info, tickets. There'll probably be a link in the comments or in the description of this video if someone that's smarter than me puts it there to get to that event. But yeah, it's 5-round GT, all the benefits.
It is
all the
Warhammer 40,000 charity GT for NFBNG.
Nailed it. So yeah, if you're in vaguely the Northeast and you don't hate me like Sam does, come down and have fun at this GT.
I just don't like charity. I'm just
That
kidding.
makes
I'm
sense.
busy. I'm busy. I can't go.
Sam's a pull yourself up by your bootstraps kind of guy, you know? Anyway,
No.
that's the end of the
Slander.
episode.
All right. I'm on Art of War on Friday. If you want to hear me talking about
Yay!
Victrix Guard for some reason, you can hear me talking about Victrix Guard from the event. that I'm
Who's
on.
interviewing? Is it Nick?
Nick? Yeah.
That's gonna be experience. Nick is not even playing this year for us, and it is the most active I've seen Nick ever in our Discord. Is just hating on the Victrix Guard. So
He's
God-
playing.
We had a very good chat.
Yeah.
So yeah, it should be. It's actually. I think it was a good episode. I think people will enjoy it.
Look, I'm sure it's gonna
Um,
be an awesome episode. They make great content, but watching Nick is in the despair spiral.
Yeah. No, he's
About the
super- he's super
Victrix,
rough.
dude. He fucking hates them.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being with us for this episode of Stat Check. We really appreciate all of you. Remember to do all the social stuff that we said before. Thank you so much for being with us. If you're at a tournament this weekend, very best of luck. If you're for some reason at the RTT I'm going to in Scotland, come and say hi. I think I know everybody there already, but if I don't, come say hi. Otherwise, thank you, Sam. Thank you, Anthony, and we'll catch you next week.